I was thinking, how does the software testing approach help and hinder us in martial arts, or help and hinder me in martial arts, and probably in life too? So this is really more for software testers, but it also applies to martial arts too. I think it helps because when you're a software tester, if you don't know what that is, that's basically the person who makes sure their computer code works okay. The people who make sure that the websites that you use work before you use them. That's actually a job. It's actually a job that's got a good career path right now. I guess until they replace us all with, intelligent androids. But the software testing thing is good because you learn how to think. You have to learn how to pick up information quickly. You have to be analytical. You have to learn how to communicate. You have to learn how to write. So those are all good things. And that especially will help you in the martial arts once you get to the point where you're teaching, because you're going to have a better facility in explaining things to people. You want to know how to go get information and bring it in and give it to your students. But where it can hurt you is, as software testers, we have to be critical. That means we have to criticize. That means we have to trust nothing. So basically, in a way, we're being paid and being rewarded, but to be pessimists. And as you know, sometimes in life, you get not just what you earn and what you deserve, you get what you expect. So if you're always looking for the flaw in something, you always thinking, why doesn't it work? Because of bam, 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 bam. That could save you from making some mistakes, but it also could save you from, making an investment in the good opportunities, because you're always questioning everything. And it can hurt you in martial arts if you start QAing like the martial artists that know more than you. If you're always picking apart other styles that you could learn from, you always try to find a bad in them. That can hurt you. People don't like negative criticism, even if it helps them, even if they need to know. People don't like it. I do it too. I mean, when people talk to me about my weight, I listen, but sometimes I'm like, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I mean, it's human nature. And we are being rewarded. We are being paid as software testers. We're paid to give people bad news, and we're paid to be critical. And this is the real kicker, right? People hate us sometimes because they don't want the bad feedback that comes from software testers. But then, if we're not being critical, they either don't respect us or they get scared. Like, what? What? QA hasn't found anything? We don't want it to get out there for the customer to find it. And then it's really bad. So, I think it's funny now, but, this is a life lesson I had to learn like in my 30s. You have to save the QA criticisms for just coding in your job. But where you can use that QA criticism is, if your gut is first telling you that something is off or someone's trying to take advantage of you, then kick in the QA brain. Don't have the QA brain going around shooting everything down. No, let the gut say, hey, QA brain, something's off. And then the QA brain will find something quick, fast, in a hurry, and then you can help people. Okay? Now, the QA brain can help you in martial arts because just think of it as systems. You become a system thinker, and then you start looking at different styles as systems. And then even if you see something as this style has a weakness and this style has a weakness, don't be negative about it. Go, well, if this style is good at this and this is good at that, then how can I combine them together so that they come together and they link up and they work? Because that's one thing I think that has helped me save some wear and tear on my body, is by going and doing Taekwondo and Judo. Even as a part-timer, I'm not working my joints in the same way all the time by rotating different styles. I still have my home base, home base is. But by going out and looking at where my quote-unquote home base is supposedly weak, it helps me to be able to do it a little longer and longer in life. Because now I'm starting to look. I'm looking and I'm seeing 50. It's coming. But I'm not afraid of it. I'm not afraid of it. I welcome you 50. Actually, I welcome you 150. It'd be great to live that long. I welcome you. So I'm not really worried about it. So that's just QA code. Not quality assure the people who clearly know more than you in the martial arts. Use your QA brain, though, to ask them questions. Because you know what people like? People love questions, especially if the questions are about them or about a thing that they like. And you question in a positive way. Look at it like when you want to gather requirements from your developers or from the requirements analyst. You want to find out more. Ask when you're after your boss has smacked you on the hand, told you don't be a jerk and don't be so snarky. Ask like you have to ask questions. You want to find out. Where I'm working at now, we ask questions of our team lead because she is extremely knowledgeable. She's a woman in tech. Let me stop. Let me not get off on that. Because normally in those gender rights issues, I'm on the man's side. But sometimes, man, the people with this gender stuff just, you want to act like women can't do it. What? Anyway, let me stop. Getting off track. But ask questions. And, I do my homework, I ask questions, and then I get feedback. And I say this at the job, too. It's like Japanese karate, or like, learning martial art. It really is. So when you get with your teachers, or you meet other teachers, and you're curious about something, ask. Ask. As long as you ask in the right way, you ask with the true spirit of, I really want to know, even if you're not sure something works, because your QA brain and spidey senses are tingling, you don't think it works, just say, I don't know if I could do that. And sometimes they just may forget. People are human. Sometimes they may think, well, you would know that this is for a larger opponent, or you would know that this is for a smaller opponent. See, that's one thing I've learned too. Sometimes when people get so good at stuff that they breathe it, it's like part of their essence. They're talking to you, they assume that you've got the Mickey Mouse stuff down here. So just ask. If you genuinely ask genuine questions, people like, especially when it's about them, people like it to give you genuine answers. And that really holds true for your martial arts training. Because no matter how much stuff we have on YouTube, we have in other digital media sites, like Budo International, they got a lot of good stuff at Budo International. We got books, and depending on where you live, you may have a bunch of teachers. It's still transmitted. The knowledge is still transmitted from person to person. It's like when I was in college, back in the days when Afrocentricity came back in style. They had the saying of each one teach one. That's still how knowledge is transmitted, especially in the martial arts. And actually, especially in software testing, too. It is each one teach one. So, there you have it. Don't be too snarky, my fellow testers. We all have to work on that. I have to work on that. Don't be too snarky, but at the same time, realize that God, or the universe, or whatever you believe, I believe in God. God made you snarky for a reason. To help. Not to hurt. Stan Lee, with great power comes great responsibility. So does with great snarkiness comes great responsibility. Peace.
Where the kicks at? Where the pains? Where them holes? Where them throws? You know what I'm saying? Cicero Taekwondo, Cicero Taekwondo, Cicero Taekwondo, Cicero Taekwondo. Go to cdcilryu.org, cicero.org. Learn Taekwondo,
supplemented with cross training in judo, kyudo, jitsu, and western boxing. It's for all ages and for the whole family.